Now, as you rebuild your nation, you are trying to embark on a path that turns Rwanda into an economic role model, self-reliant, based on entrepreneurship. And you have cited the book of Dambisa Moyo, who has been on this program, which talks about cutting off aid to Africa. Do you think you will be able to get to zero aid within your presidency, which has another 7 years? 8 years?
And I think this is where the point lies. The emphasis is not on giving a time limit as such. I think we are still here talking about the principles, the process that must be carried out. I wish I could do it sooner. I wish I could realize it in my term of office. But maybe it will come after. But I have to make sure that in my term of office, the process is on and is effectively on. So that who comes after me, the one that comes after me may finish the job. That's it. Aid is about supporting social and economic transformation of people. And in supporting them, aid must do those things that will eventually see people wind of aid. That's when it.
So you think the purpose of foreign aid should be to get people off foreign aid?
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people will listen to this and say, but Africa is different. Why is Africa so screwed up in the minds of many people?
It is absolutely screwed up.
So much poverty, so many wars, so much corruption, so many leaders who loot their countries rather than building them up. I mean, many people point to you as an exception, but you're a lonely exception. There are not so many like you.
I think there has been a bad start for Africa for many reasons. Some of them historical. People talk about colonialism and so on and so forth. And I like what President Obama has been saying and what he said, like in Ghana. People should not just talk about that and as if it is the only explanation for the failures on our continent. So, but that one has to be factored in as part of it, but we shouldn't dwell on that. We should now shift to our own selves and what we need to be doing, indeed, to get Africa out of this situation. So the process is on. And I think in many parts of Africa today, you will realize that progress is being made. If you look at in the past couple of years, before the current global economic crisis, Africa was growing at an average of about 5 or 6% per annum. Now,
some of that was the high prices of commodities which Africa has in abundance.
Absolutely. So which means there is also more work to be done.
You are somebody who the Americans now love, and you have great relations with CEOs. The American government wants to give you a lot of aid. But then I read that you have a new building complex for your foreign ministry, which was entirely built and paid for by the government of China as a gift. Sure. Is China's influence growing rapidly in Africa, and should we worry about this in the United States or in the West?
No, I think China's influence is growing globally. That's why America itself is hand in glove with China and rushing there for business. That's why the whole of Europe is rushing there for business. The whole world is embracing China for business.
But are there any strings attached? When the Chinese build you a foreign ministry, that's very symbolic. It seems to suggest that they want to have some control over your foreign policy.
No, that will be another problem. If they have control over our foreign policy, it will not be their problem. It will be our problem. And it will be our failure. you see, why should... You've just said a while ago, friends with Americans and with others. Fine. Are Americans controlling our foreign policy? The answer is no. Maybe it happens in other cases, but in our case, we do not want anybody to control us. Nobody owns us. But we should be free to transact business that is in the interest of Rwanda and those we transact business with. And it doesn't matter where they come from. So when China offers something like that, we will take it. It has nothing to do with controlling us.